Hello and welcome. Very spontaneous live with me and Mr. J's Toy Collection UK. Now, what we are going to do in this live is take a look at the first, basically, hour of the Bricklink designer program to see how quickly it sells out. We are about 25 past 4 now. And while we're going through all the different bits and pieces and keeping our eyes peeled on this kind of thing, what we will be doing is me and Jay will also be looking at lots of the new Lego bits and pieces as well over on the Lego website. So because this is so spontaneous, I have not yet set up a poll. So I'm going to ask one question today. Jay, did you get what you wanted?
Yes, I did. Hello, everybody.
What was that set? Because I'll pass it over to you in a second. What did you get?
I got the Adventures in Transylvania. Was the
right? So that is the set that is on everybody's screen. I will let Jay talk about his happiness as I carry on setting up the poll on a completely different tab.
Right. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Say hello in the live chat if you are there. It is a very spontaneous afternoon here in the UK. It's just about coming up to 4:30. So the Bricklink designer program has been live now for effectively 25 minutes. And I'm sure it is selling rather fast. So I've only just finished work. Matt hit me up and said, "We're going live, son." So I was like, "Here we are, and we are live on YouTube." So, I can see that. I can see the page has just updated there, and that green line is getting
it is jumping. Let's have a quick look at where we're at. So we are at 25 past 4. So this has been live for 20 minutes. Every single thing has funded. Each thing has 30,000 units available, and it looks like the Pirate and the Adventures of Transylvania are neck and neck. It's a shame they're not side by side because we could have just had those two running. The Mushroom Village is in a close battle for fourth because the Popcorn Wagon, which is a very good value at $49.99, seems to be taking off. So that will be very, very interesting to see exactly what's what. But Mr. J, you got this, didn't you?
I did get this indeed. I'm just sharing our story to the Instagram, getting us some viewers in here live. So it looks fantastic though. It looks absolutely fun. Look at the colours on that screen.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I'm struggling to set up a poll because it's not working. So that's why I'm sort of faffing around with the bits and pieces in the background. But no, the colours on this thing look nuts. And the open back on this, I mean, the shape of this thing, I like the roof. I like everything on this, but I've not gone for it. So, yeah, it's going to sell out quickly, I think, though.
Yes, this and the Pirates, I think, would barely last a couple of hours. That is the Instagram story done. So let's take a look at what we can see on the screen. So 4,000 pieces, I do believe, in this set. So I think they've upped the limit in terms of what piece count you can have for this 5th round of the Bricklink designer program. So
yeah, I think so.
This is going to be a big boy to actually build. I see they have sent out some of the sets to the YouTubers to show them early what they look like. So I've seen this built, and oh my goodness, does this look fantastic when it's built in person. So that has the hype going there as well for that 4,056 pieces to be precise then. But it's just when I first saw this, probably nearly a year ago now, when they showed the set for the first time, I thought straight away that is coming to my medieval section. It's going to be a horror building within the medieval section, I think, within the Lord of the Rings, Lion Knight's Castle, all that sort of thing will be under the medieval village. You'll walk through that medieval village and you'll end up in this Dracula, Dracula's house, effectively. So I've even been backtracking a few minifigures to go with it as well. I've got a little witch there. I've got myself a little Dracula because it only comes with Dracula in his skeleton form because he's been long dead by the time they go on their adventures. So I'm already thinking of some custom scenes I can set up with this set as well.
Yeah, me and Jay saw this basically the first day, and he set an alarm literally a year in advance for this set. And I don't know if I'm going to regret not going for it. I think I probably am, but I get to live it through Jay because I've gone for a different set that Jay hasn't. So we like to do that kind of thing. So at least we can see it in each other's collection, which works well. But I am sure they have leapfrogged up even more. They're over a quarter of the way now for the Pirates and the Adventures in Transylvania. The popcorn's jumped again. And in fact, I think all of these, I think we're going to have a close race to the finish for the first two. And I think the popcorn isn't going to last very long either. And don't forget, with the Mushroom Village, that is actually an add-on to something that's already come about in a different Bricklink designer program as well. So I think a lot of people will be itching to get them. Now, if anybody is watching this from the future and you've missed out on some of the bits and pieces, I have seen quite a lot of Instagrammers and a lot of YouTubers are currently on their way to Chicago. So the time of their flight for this to go live is awful because they are doing the Brick Fest or Brick Show or whatever it is
Brick
over
World,
in
son. Brick World.
Brick World in Chicago. And there's loads of people going to that I would have imagined would probably be a bit itchy to get some of these before they sell out. Because I know that they are those kind of collectors, and I know they've got lots of different bits and pieces in it. So, Jay, with regards to this set, before we move on, what is your favourite feature of this set, in case somebody's sat on the fence?
You were literally just on it. So it is Dracula's tomb, Dracula's coffin. It has a play feature. It's not just a pop-up. It is a full-on maneuver. So there is a button on the outside you twist, and the coffin lid slides off while still attached. Dracula then pops up, and if you turn it the other way, Dracula lies back down, and the coffin lid by itself slides way back over the top and covers it. So it doesn't just pop off; it's still attached, and then you can re-slide it over. Such a fun feature to add in this set. Didn't know that was there at all until the other day.
No, it's quite nice that they have got the little bits and pieces slightly earlier, because at least we sort of get a good understanding of what these things look like. And I know that they are going to be at the Chicago thing, which is in about 4 or 5 days time. So hopefully we'll get some nice footage of them in person that way as well. It'll be quite interesting to see all those bits and pieces. But yeah, I just don't think they're going to be around very long. Now, what we are going to be doing, we're not just going to be about the Bricklink and watching these come through for the next half an hour, even though I think we could probably talk about these sets quite easily for half an hour. There is bits and pieces on the Lego website that is brand new as well. So I will just get some bits and pieces together in the background, and then we will see if we can take a look at some of the new stuff. Because I haven't managed to do a news video for a little while. So I thought, well, as these sets are selling like absolute hotcakes, the fact that this website's working surprises me, because I didn't think we would be able to do this. I thought it would just be frozen and crashed and everything else.
It crashed initially for my payment, but it did go through. But I was literally on there. I literally got in from work at 4 o'clock and bought this by 4:01. Nice to see so many of you with us in the chat. I suppose we better go through each set one by one quickly. Why they're still available, just so we can get the news out there. They may have sold out by the time we finished.
Yeah, we'll go top to bottom. It looks like the Adventures is now just leapfrogged ahead, so that's now gone up. So it's got to be within 2 hours, I think these things are going to go. So we're going to start off with this thing just here, just because it's at the top. So this is a beautiful looking set, and it reminds me very, very much of the Pirates of the Caribbean, which they have in the Disneyland dotted over in Florida. And it's a really, really big thing, thanks to Jay telling me this morning.
I want some enabling points on this one, you see, because Matt was saying it reminds him of the Disney side of things, the Pirates thing. So we're watching Pirates of the Caribbean, and I knew in there that the word Tortuga was mentioned. So they are going to the island of Tortuga. So this Thieves of Tortuga set is literally absolutely perfect to go with a Pirates of the Caribbean display or any form of Lego Pirates display, and with rumours running rife of potentially a new Black Pearl coming to Lego at some point this year.
Yeah,
this even has me tempted again. I've not pulled the trigger on this because I've pulled the trigger on the other one, and that would be a £600 day, and I've got another £300 order in about an hour and a half on a different category, not Lego. So I couldn't pull the trigger on both, but I am itching for this as well.
Yeah, I think this looks great. And what I really like about this is, well, you can mix and match it with regards to the bridge. You can obviously have it completely separate with a load of water in between if you didn't want to obviously have it connected. I do like the little shark and the little pirate boat at the front. The one thing I don't like about the Bricklink design program is you can't zoom in on the actual images. So they go so far and then it sort of just doesn't like it. Whereas the Lego website, because I've got a touch screen, I can zoom in easy enough. So hopefully you guys and girls can see it all back at home. But you've got the nice little cannon up at the front, and you've got all like the fishing docks and everything either side. So you could have some small little pirate boats on there doing their different bits and pieces and things. So yeah, I think it's a gorgeous looking thing, and the fact that you've got all the bits and pieces on the back of it as well, that it all opens up, and it just works really nicely. You've got the washing, the flags, you've got the pig, you've got a storybook, again, somebody fishing for a shark, you've got the seagulls. So there's all sorts of different bits and pieces in there. And then that is it together. Now, thanks to Jay, you told me that this thing is what, 3 base plates in length?
Just shy of 3 base plates. So I think it's 67 centimeters I saw in the review, and the 3 base plates is 75. So we're talking 7 centimeters shy. So a couple of fingers shy of 3 base plates in length. And it looks, I tried to count the studs. I got to like 36 or 38, but it does seem to be offset actually. So it might be, probably a base plate and a half in depth.
Yeah.
And nearly 3 base plates of width there. So that is going to take up a lot more space than I was thinking. So you better get your display on the move.
Yes, I'm gonna have to chop and change some bits and pieces around, because this is the thing that I have got. It has already gone through, and I managed to get this before we went live. I'm glad I didn't start the live and do a live buying session, because for whatever reason, Bricklink wanted my password, and the password wouldn't link to the Lego account. So things started to get very, very stressful. Then all of a sudden it signed me in and it went straight through. So I don't know what was going on with that. One of my favorite elements from this, I think, is the bucket of water. With that long element just down there where they're obviously tipping water over the drunken pirate at the bottom. So I think that does look smart. Now, before we get carried away and talk about this for too long, how are they all getting on? So the 14-day countdown means nothing. Wow, they have jumped. We are getting close to the amber for the adventures.
Over halfway.
Yeah, halfway for the pirate. Halfway for the pirate, over halfway for Jay's set. The popcorn wagon is going. Yeah, it'd be 2 hours and this will be done, I think.
Well, we are 36 minutes in if you're watching this on the replay from when the designer program started. So in 36 minutes, they have sold, over, assuming the max is still 30,000, they've done 15,000 units in 30 minutes.
Yeah. So amongst all the sets, you're looking at a minimum of 40,000 units sold in 36 minutes. So on average, they're selling 1,000 units a minute, that's a scary thought, really, for how much money that the Bricklink thing turns over. So we better just go
more than that. Just thinking about it, because they did say that they're going to increase the limit on this. There was a message on the site as you were showing me earlier.
There it is up there. Yeah.
But they haven't actually said, I've looked on notes, they've said 3,000 is the minimum, but they haven't said this time what the maximum is. So we know it's 30,000 on the previous. So if that max is actually more than 30,000, let's just say they've upped it to 40,000, then they've sold even more. But we don't quite know what the max is. It's going to be at least 30,000, but they might have changed it. But I can't find any information on it.
No. Yeah, because it does say, doesn't it, on the... Oh, it doesn't anymore.
No, it's been looking. You can go to the FAQs and you'll see the minimum funding goal is 3,000, but they haven't said the top end. So it's got to be at least 30,000 because that's in line with the previous series, and they said they might do more. So maybe they've sold even more. Anybody in the comments, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know if you're watching this back, because obviously we've gone live at a really awkward time because everybody in the UK is basically working. And I would imagine everybody else is just panicking. So this is something for you guys and girls to watch back. And just think, yes, I got one. No, I didn't, because, well, it's always good fun when these things happen. And the fact it's probably not sent out any notifications hardly to anybody because I've not gone live for this year. This is the first live this year. So we will see. So were you a fan of the Mushroom Village?
To be honest, no, I wasn't. I know it's going with one of the previous Bricklink designer sets. It's a lovely, big, beautifully sort of oversized, colourful thing. But that's not really my taste, to be honest. But if that is your taste, you're probably going to like this.
Oh yeah, that's it. If you got the first one, the only thing is that I can kind of understand it, but I can't understand it at the same time. It's like I would imagine with the because it was the Mushroom House, I think was the first one that came out, and you could have just had 10 of them to create an actual city, but you are limited still to 2 units per set. So obviously it's 1 to build, 1 to sit on. But with the units going up, I'm still surprised that it's still a limit of 2, because this is the only thing that they have a maximum, because obviously they have to have a maximum to be able to turn the sets around in a certain time frame. But the fact that you are limited to some, because there will become a day of where you'd either want to like army build or sort of have multiple of them if they're at a half decent price point, and you will just be stuck to having 2. So luckily, you don't need more than 1, Jay, of what you've bought.
No, I don't need more than 1. The other set has to be itchy, but funds I don't think are quite going to cut it that far. Pros is good to point out, you don't actually get charged straight away with this. You won't get charged until it dispatches in approximately 6 months' time. They said 1st of November is when they're aiming for the shipping on these. So but if you don't get your order in now, you're out of luck, as they say.
That's
so
it. You gotta get it in and get it done now. Hello to everybody. Sorry, I completely ignored everybody that was in the chat. I do apologize. I will go in and say hello to everybody. But yes, if you don't get it in now, you are stuffed. Basically, you have to pull the trigger now, and then as long as you know you can have the funds together in about 6 months, then you will be okay. But the Pirates now over halfway. You've got what? You're coming close to the final quarter on Jay's set as well. So
that's right, it's getting close.
Is it going to last in the first 2 hours, or will it sell out before that time frame?
I wonder what their record is for sellouts. It's got to be. It's going to be close. I can't see this lasting. Hello to Makata there in the chat. Hello Ben, how are you doing? And you've dabbled a bit in the old Lego and the 6-inch game like me. So you've been in 2 games at once. It's very expensive when it comes to collecting.
Oh yeah, that's it. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that too much. I just get far too many of the actual Lego sets. You're not tempted of the popcorn wagon, Jay?
No, not with the diorama base for me. They like to put in 1 value set there, don't they? Usually within most of these series, so that would usually sell well. Just gets a cheaper price point. If I were to take it off the base, I think this might work more for you, because I could see this in a theme park, to be honest.
I can as well, but I just don't know. It's just the base that's putting me off, because in all fairness, I've walked past this at Universal Singapore. They have this actual popcorn wagon, but it's just on the ground. It's just on the road. And with regards to all of the different theming of everything, I don't know where it would end up. So, because if you could have it, where would you put it in your own city?
I would just have it. I don't know, what would I put it outside of? What would it theme with? I have the burger truck. Might get the donut truck to go in the city. So maybe I have a little. You don't need a food court, really, don't you? Like a little food court section. So something along those lines.
That's it. But
enjoy going back to work. We're on at the most awkward time in the history.
This is it.
Live streams.
It's one of the first times I've got back on a Tuesday at 4. Jay sent me the message saying he's just finished, and I'm like, I've just purchased the set like you. Do you want to go live? And we're now sort of just waiting for every. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it?
Coming back to a question in the chat there, is it fan voted? So I know we have to crowdfund. This is a crowdfunder, but how did the sets get there in the first place? It is fan voted, isn't it? To get the sets into the program.
What we can do. So for those people that are watching this and just wondering what is going on, there's stages. So we will go for example, Series 8. Series 8 is this is perfect. So the crowd supporting voting is now closed. So this is what you do is you have different bits. You've got a review stage. So for for the next one for Series 8, you've got the May the 16th to June the 14th is our team checks every design for building, experience, brand, fit, crowd, yada, yada, yada. On the 14th of June, the 5 designs will be announced, and then it comes into the 4th. So we're already looking at 1st of May 2026 until that actually happens. But what they've just done is they've gone through 384 designs. So this is all of the different designs here. You can see some of them are absolutely massive, like that Gothic City Square, for example, and all the other little bits and pieces. And you cast your vote. And then basically the Lego group will listen to the vote. They will then pick the 5. But it is something that's already been created. So if there's a design here that's fantastic, but it's not in here, and it's, say, for example, design 385, well, that will never, ever make it into the final stages. They've already done it for Series 7. So you can see that the 5 finalists are up for Series 7. So you can see what's coming, but the crowdfunding for that won't start until the 1st of February 2026. So the last one of this year is Series 6, which kicks off on the 6th of October. Now, there are some in here, Jay, that you are interested in. And I think Jay is going for a double whammy. So the fact that Jay has to go for a double whammy on this one might make him not even think about going for a double whammy on Series 5.
I had completely forgotten about Series. I know I wasn't a big fan of Series 7. Nothing for my taste in Series 7. But I've forgotten about Series 6. And I have a Wild West display literally to fit that gold mine in. And I have the medieval section, and I did manage to do a bit of hunting for those minifigures at Smith's in the UK for the Wolf, the Wolf Knight minifigure. So I'm going to need the Wolf Outlaw Forest Den. Oh my god, that's going to be a £600 wave, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So you don't particularly want to get 4 sets in 2 waves. I mean, you could, and I could just review them all. That would be fantastic. But no, I wouldn't if I was you. But we've just taken a quick glimpse. And I said we'll jump over to the Lego website at some point as well, but I'm just amazed by how fast that these numbers are going up. The question is, am I going to regret not getting this?
Well, I don't know. It's a case of FOMO striking you. It's where you would put it, I think, would be the issue for that one, and the funding.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, funding is obviously very, very important because nobody ever has enough money anyway. But I don't know if it would work in my theme park. I don't know.
It's big, and it could be potentially awkward sizing for where you potentially could put it in a theme park. So I think a case of FOMO might be there, but I think I've got FOMO for the other one. You've got FOMO for this one. So it's a case of I'll show you mine and you'll show me yours.
Yeah,
it's the best. I think we can
compare sizes. Yeah, that's it. We can compare sizes. But I mean,
maybe we'll do a loan system. You can have it for 6 months. I'll have the other one for 6 months.
Yes, that's it. Well, so this one has 4,056 parts, and the Pirate is not far behind it. I think it's close to the 4K mark. 4,002. So it's literally a handful of bricks. But I'm going all in on one piece. I'm going to go all in on the Pirates of the Caribbean bits and pieces. I'm going to extend all my waterways and everything like that for a huge section of my theme park. So I think this is the right way to do it. But yeah, it does look fantastic. But it's not so much missing out. I don't want to buy it and then go, I've got nowhere to put it, and it was just a waste. I just can't think of where it can go. That's the problem. So it's a good problem to have. It saves me money, and it is definitely going to be selling out in the next couple of hours because they are skyrocketing, those things.
Talking money, we haven't mentioned price per piece on these because they are some good value. If it's 4,000 pieces for £300, well, that's way under your 10p. We're probably looking at something like 7 pence a brick, which at Lego's current rates is cheap as anything, to be honest.
That's a very, very good call. Yeah, that is a very, very good call. Like the Bricklink, all the Bricklink bits and pieces seem to do for money wise.
7.5p.
7.5 pence a brick. So if you think like what Star Wars goes all the way up to like 15 pence a brick, So I mean, and it's not like they don't come with many minifigures either. All of these sets do come. That's something I looked at. All of the minifigures that these things come with. I mean, look at these. You've
13, I
got
think.
you got a huge crew. You've got obviously the little ones. You've got all the they're they're not the fortress ones. I've got some of these from a much older pirate set, because I've actually got some old pirate islands and things that I could potentially bring in. But yeah, there's a good selection of figures in every single one of these. Even the Mushroom Village. The Mushroom Village has a strong looking lot of minifigures as well. So that's all of those just there. And again, well, you can imagine what these. To be honest, that might work quite well with like a D&D type thing, or just something as a completely different. Like a different world and experience. The antique shop. This was the only one that didn't tickle me too much. Nothing against the actual design, but I think from a theme park perspective, because obviously it's the way I have to look at things, it really didn't tickle my fancy too much.
No, it's like a British sort of antique store. So I've seen people saying they could maybe convert it to like a sort of modular plate, because they're not allowed to do the modulars in this stuff anymore, so they could fit it into a city. So it looks kind of the size of maybe like the new Harry Potter Privet Drive set to me in terms of the. So if you were doing a city in slightly smaller scale, I think it would work in. But it's not as big as your modular style buildings.
No, that's it. I mean, it looks nice with the roof off. It looks nice with all the bits and pieces in. But I don't need an antique shop. But it's funded, so it does not matter now. If you want it, you do not have to worry about it. If this was on your wish list, it's yours. You've just got to pay the money in 6 months' time, but you still got to put the pre-order in on the Lego website, and you're good to go. There's always that little worry where there's something that you really, really like, and other people just think, no, it's a load of nonsense. I'm not, and it won't fund. Because, like Jay said at the start, you need 3,000 units, and those 3,000 units went for everything, I think, within the first couple of minutes. So I think this might be potentially the strongest start for every set across the board, rather than just one set selling out in about 5 minutes and the rest not doing very well.
Yeah, looking at the poll, we've had a few votes for the Village Shop, the Transylvania, and the Pirates. So a few people have managed to pick up a variety of different.
They've managed to get the bits and pieces of what they wanted, which is fantastic. I can't even see the poll.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll say results. I can see the poll. So we got 20% have gone for the Pirates, 40% for Transylvania, and 40% for the Village Shop so far. So get your votes in. If you're watching live, just hit that button. But you can only vote for one, unfortunately. So if you picked up more than one, you're gonna have to make your choice.
Well, yeah, that is true. You've got to, yeah. So if you are just going to get one of them, you've got to be careful, because it's easily done to go too crazy and just order all of them, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually, I've made a bit of a mistake on this, and then you can't afford to. Because I don't know what actually happens if you can't get it. Like if you go through all the bits and pieces, I don't know what actually happens if you then can't afford it. Do you have any idea whatsoever what would happen?
I don't know. Whether it has a cancellation option later, I'm not 100% sure. If it doesn't, it will just charge you, and then the payment would fail, I suppose, if there was nothing in the account. Or if there was something in the account, you'd take it out. Well, that would be, I don't know fully if there is a cancellation option.
Because I do know that, was it Series 3 that they re-released some of Series 1, 2, and 3 in America. They had some spare units left over. So I'm assuming that is a potential thing that might happen. And then they will still sell them on. Because obviously people will be in high demand for them. So if they're
like we are being told in the chat, you can eventually, it will cancel. So there is if it tries to take the payments, it might try and take the payment, and then if it don't go through, it tries a couple of times and then it cancels.
But it eventually cancels.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because how obviously we all know, in case you didn't know how it works in the beginning, they basically hold some money for 3-4 days, and then you forget about it, and then 6 months later you then get a bill. And I just wondered if that was the reason why the sets became available again in America. I just wondered if they just had quite a few people just
Yeah, they must have had the ones built up from Series 1. They got another chance at the Winter Castle thing, didn't they? Oh, I'd
They
have liked
did,
that.
yeah.
I would like a chance at that over here. I was not
Yeah.
annoyed at all when I saw that, and there was a chance at the the Foresty Fortress thing.
I can imagine, Jay, you were absolutely thrilled with the fact that it had gone over. What we will do just for a minute or two is we're just going to jump straight over to the actual Lego website. So the new bits and pieces that come out, there's loads of stuff. You've got the Lunar Outpost, you've got all the Mario stuff, which is obviously me and Jay both have a inkling for now, because Jay has taken Super Mario that seriously. You have just got yourself a new Switch.
We've got to have a box to hand. There's nothing in it technically, but there is a Switch 2 in this house. I still haven't had time to unbox anything, but maybe tonight I may be able to actually get the thing on and play some Mario Kart. So Matt's getting the full blame for that, all this discussion of Mario Kart and his Lego Mario he has been building on the channel.
I'll take that blame. Now, this is handy information for everybody. Using an old credit card, and it warned me that it couldn't charge me. I just had to call Lego support to fix it with a new card. Because that is also something else that could happen, that your bank card or credit card will then change because it's 6 months. That they then go to try and take payment and it doesn't work. So if you can just ring the Lego customer support, then you're laughing and you're going to be good. You're going to be good to go. Which is it's always nice to know that you've got time to fix the problems. But Jay's extremely happy with Super Mario, spending all that money on a Switch. But are you going to be spending money, Jay, on One Piece?
We'll be spending some money on One Piece if I go get some more props.
Jay's off to get some more props. Now, I think
I need to move, son. I'm so prepared for a live stream I didn't know I was on. We've got some One Piece.
He's got it all beside him.
If you need a figure, I've got it to hand.
That's it. Jay has basically every single thing you could possibly imagine in toy form. But I'm currently on the Bricklink thing, and yeah, we've had a little bit of a jump. But there's still only the two that are in the two that are in the amber. So we'll jump back over to that in a second or so. But isn't this the one that you're going to be going for? The Going Merry pirate ship?
Yes, I'll be going for Laufey's main ship, of course, from the One Piece, technically based on Netflix live action rather than the anime or the manga here. But yeah, this looks really good. It looks a good size. I think I did the measurements on it. I think it's a base plate and a half in length. So that would fit nicely where I intend to put it. You've got your nice selection of figures there with Rona Zoro that I've just shown with the green hair. We've got Nami there in the middle as well. And Laufey has his hat on. I'm assuming there's a hairpiece. I'm assuming the hat is attached to the hairpiece and there must be an alternate hairpiece in the back.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But I mean, all 5 of those, that's a very strong minifigure lineup on those.
Yeah, that is your main crew there for the Going Merry. They've done. So I think that's going to be my representation of One Piece in the Lego form to go with my action figure collection of One Piece as well. Something I only started watching a couple of months ago. So there's a lot of if you want to backtrack that anime, there's 1,000 and nearly 300 episodes. If you want
is it 25 years?
Yeah, still going 25 years.
25 years. Or you could just watch
anime it is.
Yeah. There's 6 episodes on Netflix, and that, like Jay said, this is what this is all based on. I think this might sell very, very well as well from One Piece. Is the floating restaurant. It does look nice, but again, with regards to it's an open back, so you've got all the different bits and pieces. Now I have the power to zoom in on this, so we can see it a little bit better. I will do a separate video looking at these in much more greater detail, but it does come with a lot of the other important characters as well. So you've got some other nice ones in there, which is pretty cool, which are all of those. So again, you get a good minifigure selection with all of these as well.
You got loads in there as well. Not everybody I'm familiar with yet because I haven't got through all the episodes in there. So you got Laufey and Nami again.
Yeah. What episode are you up to?
Oh, I'm watching the anime rather than the live action.
Oh, you haven't done Netflix.
I've watched 2 episodes of Netflix, and I'm God knows how many episodes I am in to the anime. That goes on forever. So I do like the little kid with the pink hair. In that set is one I'm quite a fan. I can't remember his name. He gets right on my nerves in the anime, so it actually does look quite fun as a figure there in that. How are we doing with the Thieves of Tortuga? That of course could go with your One Piece as well.
Yeah, well, this is true. I was only looking to see the numbers have jumped, and they have. So you can see you can see this is now it's coming up, almost getting to the final quarter. But again, like Jay made a very, very good point. We thought that these were limited to 30,000, but we do have this on top. So in case you can't read it for whatever reason, or you're just listening to the live as you're driving about, it says, the love of Series 5 has blown us away. We know it's tough when other sets sell out before you can get your hands on them, so we've teamed up with our manufacturing friends to make more sets available. This may not be the case for future series, so don't miss your chance to get in on the fun. So I would really like to know how many they've sold, because is it another 5,000, 20,000? Is it 50,000 of each? Because
just 1,000 more of each. Yeah, could be anything.
Yeah, it could just be one. I mean, you just don't know. But they are going up rather quickly, and we have literally in a minute's time broken the first hour. So in an hour, if it carries on at this pace, we're going to have 2 sellouts by hour 2. Bearing in mind, people in the UK, it just happens to be that me and Jay just were fluky enough to get back in time for 4 o'clock, that a lot of people don't finish work in the UK until now. So they probably won't be able to get onto the website for another 10 minutes or so. The Americans are obviously a completely different time frame. Denmark, they would have got their orders in because they're an hour ahead of us. So they would have, and their working days different. They start at 8, so they would have been back home well in advance for this. So that's it. The first hour has gone.
It's a weird time to start the pre-order, because 4 o'clock here would have been 11 a.m. Eastern time, so it's not quite lunchtime in the US. We've got rumors of 40k, but unconfirmed. So if it is 40k, then by the looks of that poll, they've already sold 30k, because it's 2/3 of the way there. So it would have been sold out on the old system.
Yeah, that's it. That's very true. So yeah, they are tanking away, and that popcorn wagon seems to be shooting up nicely. It does see it's going to be. I reckon it's going to be a tight 4th for the Mushroom Village and the Antique Shop. I'm glad they've all funded. I don't know if we've had a series yet of all of them selling out. I don't think we have. But to be honest, like I said at the start, it doesn't really make a difference now if the shop doesn't sell one more, because all of them will get it, and it would just be a much more rare set. So as long as you put your order in, you're absolutely fine. So yeah, get your orders in. Don't wait. We are an hour into that. And they are selling.
To vote in the poll if you're in the chat. I see you're in double figures now in the chat. Hello, everybody.
Hello to everybody that is watching and lurking in the background.
We now have a clear leader in the poll. Transylvania has taken the lead, and the second place is the Village Shop. So is it? Pirates takes 3rds.
Oh, so what set did you manage to get? So we're 11%. 56%. Nobody's gone for the popcorn, even though that's in 3rd place. So we've got no popcorn viewers today. And we are either the Village / the Shop is on 33%, because that's obviously 2 sets. So we've got the Mushroom Village, and the Shop is bringing up technically 2nd place. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
The UK are finishing work, as you said. The viewing number is going up. So
yeah,
the correlation here. The sets are going to be selling now. So
that's it. They are going to be selling quickly. We keep jumping between the 2. It's so close. I really want to stay on just to see which one sells out first, because
let me send a few texts under the table, then we can stay on for a bit.
What's that?
I can send a few texts under the table. We can stay on for a bit if you want to go.
Okay, you do your dirty deeds and do what it is you need to do. All right. So who have we got? We have got the Mushroom Village, because I had exactly that. So that's exactly what we were saying at the start. 7 Deadly, because if you got the house, did you get just the one, or did you manage to did you get 2 to start to actually make up an actual little village? Because obviously this set wasn't announced until well after the Mushroom House had finished. So I can see a lot of people going, because I think this is the last series that links in to any. No, that's a lie. Next series is the last one that links into anything else, because that's got the gold one in, that's got the castles and all that kind of thing in. So this series 7 has literally nothing linking to it at all. They're all just sort of randoms. So it's not like you then have to keep looking back and going, oh, that's the next set. I have to get that because it goes with this, because we've got three 3 gold mine sets, because we've got the gold mine, the train, and the shop, and they've all come out in the last couple of series. And obviously, we know that the castle stuff is just going absolutely balmy as well. But with regards to the mushroom one, I think that is the last one that has been running over. Obviously, we've had odd pirate ones, but there's no future pirates coming out. So it's going to be interesting to see what sells first. I think, as it stands, Transylvania might take it. It's close. It really is. It really is close. So as Jay's doing what he needs to do, I'm just going to jump back over to the Lego website for a minute or two. So these are the other bits and pieces for the One Piece, and I'm sure loads of people will love all the bits and pieces of One Piece. We have more bits and pieces coming up. So we have got. Let's support the program. I bought at least one set. Yeah. So the jumping away. So yeah, I've managed to get the Harbour Master and I got the Art of Chocolate. That is the only other 2 that I have had in the past. Jay has managed to pick some up. He's got completely different ones to me, which is good. So you buy one from each series. So is it just anything that you can add into your collection, or is there a specific thing that you want? Ooh. Yes, we were just talking about that for series. Is it 9? It's going to be because that isn't until it's not until next year, is it? May of next year. For the yeah. So it's a long way away. So yeah, there's all sorts. Jay is back. He's just done some dirty deeds, whatever he's been doing, and he is back. So we are into 12 now. So we have 12 people. So hello to everybody that is obviously finishing work and seeing exactly what is going on now. Let me jump straight back to this. What do we think?
What do we think? How are we doing? Let's have a
scroll.
So
we are 65 minutes in. They have all jumped a little bit. I think the Transylvania set's starting to leapfrog.
Oh, they've got.
Yes, it's close. The screen just isn't quite big enough to get them both on at the same time. Can I shrink that? Oh, can I? What happens if I do this? Oh no! Oh, it doesn't shrink it. That's the arrow to go up and down. That's embarrassing. So yeah, they're both the same price. Both of them it's a 2, and they are both very, very close. Jay, are you getting itchy again for this one?
I am getting very itchy for something because I've just received an email live here on YouTube that the Mondo Carnage figure I thought was going up at 6 o'clock has now just gone up at 5 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock, I had a £300 bill. So I will, in the background here, going to have another very large bill for a Spider-Man 12-inch action figure. Oh my god, how much is this going to cost? Probably the same as that Lego set. So I'm going to be doing some shopping in the background.
Oh dear. So it's all happening over in Jay and in his world of toys. There's all sorts of stuff that happens with that. So yeah. Luckily for me,
it's less than I thought. It's less than I thought, people. I thought it was going to be $300. It's $245. Wow.
Oh, good. That's can you? I don't know if I can get you to share your screen. Can I?
I can drop a link.
Yeah, but isn't there a way of me allowing you to share?
There potentially is, but I better not show my credit card details on screen.
No, that's no. Yeah, put the payment through first, and then you can share the link, and I can show it over. That might be a little bit better. So it's Jay's. I will go quiet and not ask Jay a question because
I put it in the chat so you can click it if you want to open yourself another tab.
Okay. I will give that. I'll give that a go in a second. You get your bill paid, and I will carry on the Lego website before we jump back through. So again, it's been a while since I've looked at all of the Lego stuff. I've not actually been in the country, and they've released so many sets. So obviously, I've seen them come out, but I've just not spoken about it. Now, interestingly, all of the One Piece sets are available for pre-order. If you wanted all of them, it's about £550 odd. That's not including these 2 brickheads. Now, obviously, the brickheads have just been going and going and going, and we are in high numbers of those as well. I think they're the ones that are now following the Transformers. The one thing that, again, that seems to be selling quite well is the minifigure vending machine, because actually everybody wants it for the minifigures. The How to Train Your Dragon would be interesting because the castle that Jay is getting is very, very similar dark stuff to how to Train Your Dragon is for the actual theme park rides over at Motion Gate in Dubai. So that's all sort of very dark and dingy and that kind of thing. So that does look good. We have got some new Star Wars bits and pieces. We've got some 101 Dalmatians, and then back order now at last. So the Krusty Burger is finally on back order, which means the giveaway has gone. So now you can't get the Krusty Burger until the 13th of June. This thing was just plodding and ticking around for ages, and I was getting a little bit worried that they wouldn't want to do another one. But 21 reviews, 4 stars, 179.99, and then if you order it now, obviously you've got to wait a couple of days until they ship, but at least it is on its way. So I was quite surprised actually how long the giveaway was floating around.
I built it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, Jay has built it, and it looks fantastic as well. I'm not going to lie, it looks great. When are you going to get the Toy Story Celebration train and RC car, Jay?
One he made Cheeky Monkey crying a video of that in the Lego store I was doing. I've seen it's come to all retailers, so as soon as it drops to $29.99, I'll let her buy it. Yeah, so I want to save a $5. So let's wait for a price drop.
And in case you're wondering why Cheeky Monkey Kiara was not allowed to spend that amount of money and has to wait until it hits $29.99, is because of this. So this is what Jay has just got for $245. It is the Spider-Man animated series Carnage 1/6 scale figure, limited edition, and it's restricted to 1,500 units, which means it's even harder to get than the Bricklink designer program. So are you happy that you've managed to get that Carnage, Jay?
I am checking it out right now, and I've just discovered they no longer accept PayPal credit. That is fantastic news, isn't it, everybody? That's just what I wanted to hear. So paying 3, it'll have to be, okay. And there's shipping. They used to give us free shipping, so I've had to pay $40 in shipping as well. So let's all have a celebration for my wallet, because this has been one expensive hour. What's that?
So Jay is, he's about £550 down. Ouch. Ouch. I feel quite happy now with my purchase. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I can sit here and be quite smug and just be quite happy about everything. Now, how is that? How is the poll getting on?
We're pressing the payment button at the moment. There we go. It's working in the background. Come on, payment. Oh, dear me.
So it seems to be that everybody that has been jumping on just quickly to say hello or just having a look at the poll, 60% of those people have gone for what you've gone for, Jay. So where is everybody else? Who's the ones that are getting the pirates and the popcorn and things like that? Because there's a lot of units gone.
Right, order place, people. Order place. I'll cry later. I'll be doing a video on my own channel directly after this one, covering the joys of that payment. Oh my goodness! But definitely not buying the Thieves of Tortuga now.
No, but at least now that is confirmed. Jay is just a one and done for this, which means he'll be crying, and it'll be very, very, very painful for the next series, because you are, as we've already said, well, you're going 2-way for that, aren't you? So that's going to be quite painful for you. Now, if it makes you, Jay, if it makes you feel any better whatsoever, I have already said that I'm going all in on One Piece. But what are your thoughts on the new City Tower?
Well, I've seen it in person, and I was very confused. It has a bit of everything. It is what it is, isn't it? It's supposed to have a representation, I think, of every theme from Lego City. So you're either going to absolutely love this, or you're going to hate it. And I'm going, there's a lot going on there. But for somebody like you that has a very different brain to me, you probably absolutely love that.
To stop me from buying stuff, it's very much a case of does it work in a Lego theme park? It could work as like an entrance to something, or to an entrance of a land or something like that. If you say, for example, where I could see them using that in an actual Legoland park is as you walk into the Lego City section, because it does cover absolutely everything. But what goes against it for me is because obviously I've got separate lands for the separate theme park. I couldn't take bits off and do different bits and pieces. So for me, in the scale and things like that, that is a pass from me. I like the colors. I like the fact that they've got everything. I do quite like if the spaceship wasn't on it, you could obviously utilize the track going out the middle and things. I think that does look quite smart. But yeah, it's yours if you want it, for the price point of $179.99, and you can get one giveaway with it, which is that thing is back from the 3-in-1. No, I'm lying to you. You can't get it. because you can only get the random thing with the Lego Creator 3-in-1, and the Ferrari only comes with Ferrari stuff. So even if you were to get it right now, there is not a giveaway running on the Lego website that you can be smug and be happy with.
We've got to have double points soon. Surely it's been a while. I think it's got to be a
It
summer
has
double
been
points.
it has been a while. I just wonder when they're going to happen, because the other thing that I'm getting a little bit itchy for is the Ninjago bits and pieces, because obviously I'm a massive Ninjago fan. There is going to be a huge amount of changes happening to my Ninjago area, depending on how much space I need. Because at the moment, I am full length of all of the larger Ninjago sets. But what I might have to do is I might have to put them back to back and actually just create an Ninjago land. So I have the back to back with the water facing each other. So there would be two and a half base plates to 2.5 base plates, and then have the new one at the end. So that then takes up loads less space, and then just have a huge amount of water on the back against the red wall, which will then allow me to put all the One Piece stuff in, and this pirate thing, and a couple of other water based stuff. So yeah, it's going to get a little bit. It's going to get a little bit emotional.
A lot of water space, because you're looking at Temple Bounty right there. You've got, as I say, the rumored Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you might have the one that's already out. When I have the Pirates of Barracuda Bay, potentially could be in there. I would think.
Yeah, it's there currently with the cranes and everything around it, just sort of getting installed, ready for this new theme park. But
don't forget the Thieves of Tortuga is nearly 3 base plates long.
Yeah, exactly that. So I might have to, rather than having the Ninjago as a long line, I think I can get it back to back on the Calyx, because there's a little bit of an overhang to the wall. So I think what I might be able to do is go Ninjago City, docks, and then I might actually be able to have the other tall one at the other end. Then I could have the markets at the back, and then have the new one on the corner. So we basically create like its own island rather than having in a huge long line. And if I was to do that, it would give me, what have we got? A lot of space. 3, 4, 5. It will give me 6 base plates in width. So yeah, there's a fair bit I could potentially do with that, but there's a lot of Ninjago bits and pieces about. So you haven't seen this in person, have you? The vending machine?
It didn't seem to be at the store when I went there on the 1st of June, the one in Bristol, but must have come out. I think it was behind the till they were building it. So they must have stuck it out the day after. But there's a lot of minifigures in there, and there's those new, of course, the exclusive teal and gold space, classic space, which could go very well in a new space section that I'm building, and we've got new shields and stuff for medieval section. So yeah, I definitely would like some. Unfortunately, I've got no interest at all in the gumball machine, but I do kind of want the minifigures. So
yeah, I'm the same. I think the minifigures look great. The ones that have caught my eye is the Fabuland stuff. That's the first ever opportunity to get Fabuland in minifigure form. So I know it's just potentially a tribute T-shirt rather than the actual Fabuland range, but that does look fantastic. Now, if I ever get Jay over to the Lego house and you can see it in person, you'll know exactly what I mean and what I'm going on about. The random, is that a random ice cream geezer in the top corner? Is he in?
He's got a speedo on. Yeah, he's got like like a Florida. I don't know, some Florida like. I don't know. There might be a better picture somewhere of them. There's the lady in the front's got it on as well. So it's another theme that they're tributing there, I think. Potentially Paradisa or something. Maybe it might say on it. I can't.
Oh, is it the old Paradisa set? So I've actually, that's a set I own. I've actually got that. It's a really nice set. Yeah. So if that is the case, I actually probably own that minifigure already. Ooh. It's a lot of money. I don't think there is. It's a lot of money just to get it for the minifigures, though, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't want the actual.
Yeah, it is. No, yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, it's the same logo with the sort of like the pink and the blue. Oh yeah.
If this ever gets reduced, I could see a few jumping on this one just to get the minifigures, and then maybe using the part. The gumball machine itself actually looks quite fun when it turns around. It's just not something I would have a particular use for, but
no, that's it. That's the thing, isn't it? Right. Let's just click on this to go back off it. Has it jumped up? It's getting there. It's slowing down a little bit, but it is getting there. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I think they've sold 30,000. I think they have increased those numbers. So I'm going to go.
Yeah, they must have, because we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and we think the rumor is it's now 40,000. And yeah, they would have sold out straight away, because they're both doing very. That's the scary thing, though, isn't it? Because they're both expensive, but they're both selling much better. I say much better. They're just selling quicker, shall I say, than, say, for example, the stuff that is at a more cost-effective price point. So everybody, if people know what they want, they'll be willing to pay it, which is always a scary thing.
Us adult collectors are no good for our own good, really, are we? Because we're jumping on there. We could make a point and go, oh, look at the cheap stuff sells really fast. No. We're not going to miss out. I've done it live on a completely different toy line during a live stream, like $200.
Yep. That's it. It just happens and goes. Right. Well, we'll check out one or two more sets, Jay, and I think we can start to wrap it up, because you've got to get ready for your video, haven't you?
I do. I need to do a video on the thing that I thought was going live at 6. It's already gone live and I've already purchased. So we will.
Yeah. So he's already bought it. So I think with regards to all the other bits and pieces, we're on page 4. I don't think there is anything new. No. So. Oh, the dinosaur stuff is out. The Jurassic Park's out.
Right. Okay. I didn't see it in store. It's all
that's really weird. So they're all out, available now. So maybe some stores just didn't get all the bits and pieces. And this is one of my big bugbears, which I don't like about the Lego website, is that when you have it as newest, they have all the new stuff at the top. But then they've got random pre-orders dotted around. So, like, the brand new Cruella de Vil car is on page 4, in between all the stuff that you can buy.
I like that.
The car looks brilliant.
That will be added to my Lego City. I love Cruella de Vil.
But you can pre-order it if you want to, and it was shipped from the 1st of September 2025. They've done a good.
September.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Lego Batman movie car that they had, the purple one. So the fact that it's a very similar shape, so it does look very, very, very good. Obviously, the minifigure looks great. I like the little Dalmatian as well. So I wonder if that will become an element that people could buy, and would people be mad enough to get 101 of them? Could you imagine having 101 of those little things?
I have the figure from the CMF series that came with a little puppy as well, so I'll have 2 now. But I don't think I'll be buying it. 99 to go.
I suppose you need 2. That starts it all off. But no, they're all covered. So we'll go back over to this very, very quickly, and then I'll check the poll. I'll end the poll. So you have got 14 days, 2 hours and 38 minutes left to get what you want. But just as a recap, when it hits max, it's done. There's no second chances, and it goes. You don't get charged for 6 months. So as long as you've got the funding in there, you should be okay. It's basically going to be neck and neck for the remainder of the evening for the Pirates versus Dracula. I think it's going to be Popcorn Wagon coming in 3rd. But then saying that, the mushroom one's taken off quite a bit since we started. So 3rd place is going to be very, very close indeed. But any final words, Mr. J?
Well, it's not been surprising. I wouldn't say it's been surprising. I thought that this would happen with this particular series, because we've been eyeing up those 2 sets for, as I say, somewhere between 6 months and a year. And clearly, it's not just the pair of us. There's been a lot of us out there eyeing up those 2 sets and wanting them for quite a long time. And as we've seen, we're somewhere in the region of, between the 2 of them, around probably 60,000 units have sold in an hour and 20 minutes. It's gone very well for the Bricklink Designer Program and the Lego Group, because I do some of these crowdfunds in my 6-inch toys. They call it a HasLab concept, and the best one we ever sold in that took 45 days to sell 33,000, and Lego have doubled that number in an hour.
In an hour, it is an extraordinary product. It's scary just to think of how many units that they are shifting right now, and hopefully, because the website's working for me, fingers crossed it's been working for everybody else, and the payment and everything's going through, and there'll be people be happy with all the bits and pieces. But again, the price point that some of these things are going for is very, very high. But Jay, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me right here on YouTube at Jay's Toy Collection UK for all things 6-inch action figures, 12-inch action figures, and a little bit of Lego on there as well. There's a little short on the channel of the Krusty Burger and the custom garden I did out the front of it, if any Lego fans want to take a look at that. And they've also recently built the Avengers Tower, so I need to do a video on that as well.
Yeah, that's it. So when Jay does a Lego update video, I will share it in one of the descriptions. And don't forget, this is the man with the fan that loves his #1 set. He is a massive Lego Turbine fan. I've done everything I can in the Lego Disaster series just to get it in for him, and I'm afraid it doesn't work, Chase. I'm very, very sorry to disappoint you on that one. I will try and get it in somewhere for you, and I know how heartbroken you are about that.
I think there are no words for the slanderous tones we have just received here live on YouTube.
That's it. Well, that is it, and we are done. So come back and check all the other little bits and pieces that's going on. There's going to be loads and loads of Mario content coming from myself. I am looking at the Mighty Bowser. I am also looking at the Mario Kart that is in the process of being built. So there's all sorts of stuff going on from the go-kart track that me and Jay are going to be bouncing ideas around. You've already heard what's going to be coming from his channel with regards to his new Lego City. It's not even a year old yet either, is it? So the amount of stuff that you've got in there already
11 months. Yeah.
Outrageous. So before we go, one final check of the numbers just to see if anything has leapfrogged or jumped. The fact that they have all funded is fantastic. So you can see just how well they're doing. We are getting into the darker orange / red for the Dracula now. So that isn't going to last too much longer, and the Pirates really is catching it up. But guys, one more time, that's it, and we are done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one.